just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can.
Keep your hands and keep your chin tucked. It's the one only Ghost with the shadow in the front. Hope you're having a blessed night, man. And just got done. I was gonna stream the Fundora fight, but then I got a phone call, and then I come back and the fight's over. It's quick as hell. Hold on one second. I figured I might as well just do it live though. It ain't gonna be long, but I figured I might as well. I don't know what happened. Let me get everything together though, real quick. I figured might as well just get one out the way, bro. I was already gonna go live anyway, so it's not like it was gonna change anything. But anyway, hope everyone's been having a blessed week, bro. And you know me, I'm like MIA, I'm like in and out. So hold on, let me change this up real quick. Couple things happened this week. Not only in boxing, but in my life too. A couple things happened this week, bro, that kept me away. Hold on, let me get this together. It's just been crazy for me, man. It's been crazy for me. But I felt, you know, if I had some time, I was going to get a live in today. And then I go to live stream the fight and I get a phone call. I'm like, oh, let me take this phone call. I figured this fight's going to go on the whole fight. And bro, I get off the phone and it's over, bro. I'm like, damn, I done made the thumbnail and everything. I got the thumbnail as if I'm streaming the fight and I can't even watch the fight because it's over before I even hit live. That shit has never happened to me before, bro. I figured I might as well just do it live though. Talk about a little bit of boxing real quick. It ain't gonna be a long live, but things been crazy for me, man. I hope everyone's been having a blessed day though. A lot of things been going on in boxing. So I don't know where to start first, but I guess in boxing, one of the things I'll say is that you know, with everything going on in America and everything, right? One fight I've been actually interested in, man, for some reason, and because I looked back at the fight with the father, Nigel Benn, and Eubank. Man, I watched both of those fights, bro, from a long time ago. Those were some good fights, man. And UK's got some good fighters, you know. I look at it like the UK. I notice every part of the world. But like they have love for their fighters and respect their fighters, but not America. Like the way we treat our fighters is just horrible, bro. I noticed that. Like if you lose in America, that's it, bro. It's over. It's over in America, bro. Let me see. So Fundora versus Booker, which, by the way, I did not think it was going to be a good fight to begin with, but I did wanted to watch it because I know Booker only had one loss. But by the way, the loss that he had previously to this fight, he got ran over. So I kind of knew that was going to happen anyway. It was more of just me looking at Fundora and seeing how his conditioning is and stuff like that. I think Fundora is a dangerous fighter if he stays behind that jab. He's a tall dude, bro. Very, very tall dude. Matter of fact, I think they said today that that's the tallest dude to ever win a title. I think they said Sebastian Fundora. I think he's the tallest guy to ever hold a belt in boxing, or is it just in the 154-pound division? Hold on, Sebastian Fundora. Six, bro. Damn, 6'6". I've never 6'6". The man is 6'6" in fighting. That shit should be borderline illegal. I wouldn't even be able to fight this dude, bro. I'd be coming up to his waist. That's crazy as hell. I think they said he's the tallest person to ever hold a belt. Let me see. Is he the tallest fighter ever, or is that just in 154? Tallest champion ever? In boxing, it's Sebastian Fundora. That's crazy because I figured, bro, there's a lot of boxing that we don't see, probably like overseas and stuff like that. And I figured there should be a lot of fighters over there, basically, that are tall as hell. Hold on one second. Anyway, man. Getting back to let me tell you something, man. Yo, this whole thing with the fathers in boxing, I think people will take that shit a little bit too far. I don't know about you, but I think fathers are instrumental in boxing. I mean, my favorite fighter of all time had a father, man, but I don't think but it's different though, because Tito Trinidad's father wasn't really in the spotlight, but I think he was instrumental in his son's career. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just America or the world that we live in, but everybody wants the fathers to like not be in the fighter's life, and I don't understand why you would want that. I mean, unless it's like even Bill Haney, even Bill Haney. Like I think Bill Haney should always be in Devin's corner. I don't think Bill Haney should not be in Devin's corner. I don't think that. That's just I don't know where people are getting their mentality, and still I don't even see how a father can ruin. A father can't to me, another person that's not inside the ring can't ruin a career. That's like that's like a fighter blaming his wife on something. You could blame that person all you want. Like when you're inside the ring, you're the one that controls everything. So this is kind of weird to me. Let me see over here real quick. Going over here. Boxing news real quick. George Foreman, man. One of the damn, rest in peace, George, bro. There'll never be another George Foreman, bro. Never. Never. Let me see. And I saw that George Kambosos fight yesterday too. And bro, that's a one hit. I hate to say it, bro. He's a one hit wonder, man. He's a one hit wonder. And I don't even like saying that, but that's just the truth, bro. He's living off that Teofimo win for like years now. And this dude was getting tagged by a guy I never heard of before with one loss. And they were talking about yesterday how Australia turned on Kambosos in a way. And now, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. See, the difference between America and other countries is they really support their fighters, bro. Win, lose, or draw, they support their fighters. So when you keep putting on a big event and you lose, you're making your country look bad. All right. If you, I don't care what country it is. I mean, it could be Puerto Rico, it could be whatever. If you keep having a fight there and everybody's getting together to watch you and you keep losing or putting up horrible performances, like, why would they keep supporting you? And the difference is in the UK, they keep supporting them. It goes to show you the difference between UK and American fans. Because the first thing we do is we shit on a fighter when they lose, bro. That's the first thing that we do. We kick a fighter when he's down and we're like, yeah, he was never that good. And it's just, I've always wanted to live over in the UK too, bro. But let me see something real quick. So over there, let me look at the boxing schedule real quick. And other than the let me see something real quick. Let me share the screen real quick. I'm coming. This is all networks too. Okay. So we got Miguel, Pat Bryan. Cepeda versus Farmer, the rematch. That's gonna be a good fight. I want to see that. Man, Tevin Farmer, bro. This dude, every time this dude fights, it's like he loses a close ass fight where he could have actually been the winner. I mean, that's a horrible. That's man, that dude. I'm surprised he ain't depressed. Let me see. I ain't gonna lie. These are a lot of like just not even mid fights. These are just okay. Like these are if we were to take these fights and equate it to food, this shit is bland. A lot of this is bland, bro. It needs some salt on there. Let me see. Cepeda and Farmer's good. Luis Lopez and Montoya, that's a good fight, but that's in Mexico. Do we even get Mexico fights over here? Let me see. Where's that on? I don't even know where that's at. Okay, that's there. Let me see. Joyce and Hergovich. Is that a turkey card? No, that can't be a turkey card, is it? No, that's brought to you by the Zone. Man, it's a damn shame how we know the difference between a turkey card now, and you could just tell. You waste all that money. Oh, hey, by the way, man, I think that TKO thing, they were talking about that TKO as far as with Dana White and Turk Al Sheikh. And I don't know if it's true or not, but they actually showed the pay of these fighters that they're going to plan on paying these fighters. Ain't no way that's going to last, bro. That's not going to last. No way in hell that's going to last, bro. I'm trying to give these dudes some UFC pay or some shit. Definitely, like, you can't expect them to live off UFC pay, bro. Tim Tszyu and Joey Spencer. Get out of here. He's fighting Joey Spencer? Yo, when did they announce this, bro? When the hell did they announce this? What is going on here? I mean, I like the fight. Listen, prior to Joey Spencer's loss, bro, I mean, he lost pretty bad. And he lost to Ramos, the guy that won tonight, which Ramos looks good, by the way. That dude is huge for that division. And he I think he probably needs to work on his stamina a little bit. But Joey Spencer and Tim Tszyu, when did they announce this fight? When did they announce that fight? Am I missing something here? There's no, hold on a second. Hold on. When was this announced? Because I thought, so because Tim Tszyu had beef with Turkey, what, they gave him Joey Spencer now? Is that what we doing? Is that what we doing in boxing now? I mean, I don't think it's a bad fight. I mean, I look at the rankings, by the way. I don't think Joey Spencer is like really ranked really far. I mean, dude had a pretty good career. I mean, as a prospect, he was pretty good. I mean, I think he fought Ramos way too early, but that's what they say, the cookie crumbles, right? Hold on. Let's see, schedule. Boxing standings. Boom. Let me see. Let me see. Stop screen. Share screen. Stop screen. Share screen. Boxing rankings. Put on the top rankings over there. Put that on there. All right, let me see here. At 154, okay, hold on. Tim Tszyu. Am I looking at this correctly? Yeah, Tim Tszyu is number 10. Wait a second. He's fighting Joey Spencer on April. I'm a little bit confused with this. Is this even a pay-per-view? That's a main event too, right? But since Tim Tszyu's loss, this dude is number 10 in the IBF. I don't even see him at the... Bro, I got to be reading this wrong, or this is really some messed up shit, bro. Hey, what's going on, brother? I don't know if these rankings can't be true, bro. Tim Tszyu was just a champion, bro. Oh, come on, bro. You trying to get Spence killed, bro. Hey, look, man. Hey, Fundora is 6'6", my guy. 6'6". Can you imagine fighting a dude that is 6'6"? Yo, they said he's the tallest champion ever in boxing. And you know that kind of surprised me. Tallest champion ever, because correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but there's a lot of boxing that we don't see, right? Like for instance, the other day I saw they had boxing over in Africa, right? And these aren't fights that they show us over here. This was a fight in Africa. And it was ranked, bro. It was a ranked fight in Africa. So there's a lot of fighters that we don't see, right? So when they said that Fundora is the tallest champion, I mean, I think they said ever. That kind of shocked me because I figured somebody from like Zimbabwe or some shit would be, but he is, bro. That's he's 6'6". I don't even know how he makes 154. Then they said prior to the fight, because I caught everything late, bro. I caught everything late. Then they said that he came in under the weight. He came in under the weight. This man is 6'6" and comes in under the weight. That's crazy, bro. This dude's a freak of nature. He's a freak of nature. And now he's fighting off the jab. Now he's fighting. Yeah, for real. Zimbabwe, bro. They got some tall ass people over there, bro. I'm dead, bro. I'm not even playing, bro. Like Zimbabwe. I saw this fight in man. Oh man, I don't even know if I can pull it up. Because I don't want to get struck or nothing like that, bro. But yeah, there's some tall ass people in Zimbabwe, man. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, right? So it had to be 154. Well, it had to be the tallest fighter at 154. That's what they meant. Because I'm thinking in my head, like, yo, yeah, he's tall, but there's got to be taller fighters than that. I mean, 6'6" at 154 is crazy. Fury? Isn't Fury? I mean, it doesn't matter because Fury fought, but isn't Fury retired, by the way? Is he retired? It doesn't matter, but yeah, 6'6" at 154, bro. And the dude came in underweight, bro. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that the dude came in under 154, bro, at 6'6". Let me see the weight that he came in at. What weight did Fundora come in at? No. The weigh-in. 152.8, bro. Yo, 152. Let me hold on. This dude came in right here at 154. No, 152.8, and the weight limit is 154, and the dude is 6'6", bro. What laboratory are they making this? What the T-virus looking? Well, look at Resident Evil lab making that's some crazy shit, bro. Man, some people are just. I wish I was that tall, bro. I swear, bro. I feel like in this world, once you get a certain height, it's like you guaranteed to be successful. I'm dead ass. If you 6'5" and not successful, go slap yourself, bro. There's a million careers that people will hire you just off alone, just being 6'5". If you 6'5" and broke, you're pitiful. Only short people have the worst lives. We got to work for everything. Y'all tall dudes, bro, 6'7", NBA, 6'7", security guard, 6'7", whatever. If you over 6 foot and broke, there's something wrong with you. .66 at 154. Well, that shit is crazy to me, man. And he came in under the weight. Came in under the weight. What kind of diet they got him on? Hey, Jay. Hey, let me ask you a question, bro. Because I've been away for about a couple of weeks, man. And this time it actually wasn't necessarily my fault. Well, actually, I mean, it is. If it's in my life, it is my fault. But actually, this time that I stepped away wasn't technically my fault, because usually I step away. Usually I step away because I don't like what I see on the internet. A lot of times when I step away, right? A lot of times when you don't see me live or making videos, a lot of times it's because I don't like what's going on and what I see. This time wasn't like that. This time, literally, my life has been crazy, bro. My life has been crazy. So I shout out to all these dudes that are able to be, because yo, at the end of the day, when you see these guys, like whether you like their channel or not, these guys are putting videos on every day. Okay. All these guys that hustle and shit, I salute them, bro, whether I agree with your take or not, because the past week or so of my life has been crazy. And the last thing I thought about was making boxing content, bro. I had a crazy ass 2 weeks. Not once that I go, oh, well, maybe I should make boxing content. Not one time. Not one time. My life was crazy. I'm like, man, forget that. So I salute these dudes that be putting out shit every day, because life ain't gonna stop. So, I think a lot of times we're too hard on people because we disagree with them. But shit, man, give people props for what they do, the good stuff. Because the last thing I thought about was boxing content this week, bro. I was like, hell no. Yeah, I saw that. Hey, listen, everything he said the bill. Hey, bro, everything he said the bill, by the way, everything he said the bill was 100%, bro. And the issue that we've seen all the time with online and people online, right? The issue that we, especially in boxing, and it ain't just boxing, bro. It ain't just boxing. It's any sport, anything that people support these days. You're going to see two types of people, bro. You're going to see people that are going to actually keep it real with you. And then you're going to have the people that's not going to say nothing to you. They're just going to be like, whatever, I'm going to ride with them. That's my guy, this and that, right? Everything Gabe Rosado said to Bill was true, bro. Okay? That doesn't mean that doesn't mean like whether you like Bill or not. The truth is, let me ask you this. I know some people ain't gonna like this, but this is the truth, bro. Because the first thing that came to my mind, I'm gonna tell you what first thing that came to my mind. When Ryan Garcia weighed over the limit, okay? Let me ask you, if you're the father and you have some say, because at the end of the day, it's up to the fighter. We all know that. You could tell a fighter all day, hey, don't do that. No, he got a fighter mentality. He's going to do it. So sometimes you got to what? Save the fighter from himself, right? Isn't that the saying? Isn't that the magic saying? Save the fighter from himself, right? Let me ask you a question. So when Ryan Garcia came in a couple pounds overweight, wouldn't you be like, nah, the fight's off? And you know what? It's so easy for people to say, but Shadow, you're not in the business, Shadow. The fight was going to go, man. Yeah, and look what happened. Yeah, I know. I know people were going to pay for a pay-per-view. I know people were going to get upset. Look what happened to your son. What's more important? If I was me, I'd be like, fuck these people. Fuck every last one of them. That's my son. Go get a replacement. I told this guy to come in. We had a contracted weight. He didn't make the weight. You don't get the fight. That would have been me. It's easy. I know. I get it. It sounds easier said than done, right? Shadow, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Because if he would have canceled the fight, people would have been upset. Okay, yeah. And look what happened to Devin, bro. And look what happened to Devin. So I don't want to hear that, bro. And the same shit goes with Tio too. Tio was sick and damn near died. Look what happened. You lost the titles and everything. Yeah, I know it got pushed back a lot of times. I know. Yo, it happens, bro. It's life. It's life. You live with your decisions, bro. We can't be doing this whole like I made my decision. Let me take it back now. Nah, we're not doing a Ryan Garcia where Ryan Garcia said, I'll fight Tank and I'll take all the stipulations. I'll weight drain me, do whatever. I can't drink water past 8:15 a.m. and I got to do 20 jumping jacks at 3 p.m. He had fucking Ryan jumping through all types of stuff, bro. Tank had Ryan going through a puzzle just to get to the ring. He had a puzzle in his contract. Looking like Indiana Jones trying to decipher the spikes coming up from the he put him through that much. And Ryan's like, no, I want to fight him. And then as soon as Ryan loses, what? They put a spy in my camp and they drained me. Nah, I don't want to hear that right now, Ryan. Nah, you made that decision, right? You the one that wanted to do it, right? Now you know why. Now you know why they said stay away from him. You can't be making these decisions and then turn around and be like, oh, well, nah, that's not how it goes. So when Gabe Rosado says to Bill, y'all slave to the money, you a slave to the money. Ryan came in overweight and y'all said, forget it. Give me the money and look what happened to your son. He's telling the truth. There is sometimes the truth hurts, bro. The truth ain't always like pretty and clean. Most of the time, the truth hurts. In life, most of the time, truth hurts, bro. You damn right. Truth is, he got his ass whooped. And look, you know what's crazy, bro? This community, by the way, like I'll tell you, at the end of the day, I don't care what fight is on. I don't care about no schedule or nothing. At the end of the day, if I ever want entertainment, I just gotta watch the YTBC, the boxing YouTube community. I just gotta watch it. Some of these guys are hilarious, bro. And look, they are entertaining too, by the way. They are entertaining. I'm not here to listen. If I'm watching you, bro, you're entertaining me. Okay. So people take that the wrong way. They're like, oh, how are you going to talk shit? No, if I'm watching him, right, it's entertaining to me. Whether I disagree with what he's saying or I agree with what he's saying, I'm watching him, right? I'm watching him. So, well, it was go. Hey, yeah. Jesus Ramos, he got to work on his stamina. What you think, champ? He got to work on his stamina a little bit, right? But he's a problem, bro. Ramos was the dark horse I had at 154, bro, a while back. He's just a big guy. He's a big guy. Yo, 154 is like, that's a you got to be a man to fight at 154, bro. There's a man, right? There's a you a man because you got in the no. Here it goes. You a man because you put on the gloves. You any man that step in the ring. You know how they say any man that step in the ring got my respect. Yeah, any man that fight at 154 is a crazy motherfucker, bro. 154 is filled with killers, bro. Dudes that'll put you in a coma. Straight comatized, bro. All them. You will die. Fucking with 154, you will die, bro. Like you got some hard hitters there, bro. I love that division, bro. That's the best division for me. Your Virgil Ortiz, Boachuk. I mean, you got like 3 Russians that they look the same and fight the same shit. What? Let me see. What? You got my guy Erickson Lubin. Ain't nobody ever be talking about my guy Erickson Lubin, bro. Come on, man. I like Erickson Lubin, bro. That's my guy. Nobody ever really talks about him either. And that, he's been kind of blackballed in a way, I feel like. Hold on. Where's my Where's my pictures? There they go. Yeah. So yeah, at 154, look, at 154, you already know we're not. Wait, is Ennis go? No, Ennis ain't going there because he's gonna be unifying. But you got Bud there. You got Bo Chuck the serial killer there. You got Virgil Ortiz there. Like I said, you got Bud Crawford there. You got my guy Hammer Erickson Luber. Which one you want, the jackhammer or the sledgehammer? That's my guy right there, for real, for real. I think he don't get enough credit for. Speaking of Fundora, that man would have died. They ain't stopped that fight. That man would have died, bro. His face was looking like the Goonies, for real, for real. I don't even know how he saw. Like, I don't know. Like, that's some true warrior shit. And to me, that's a little bit excessive. A little bit excessive, bro. When you get to the point where your face doesn't even look like your face anymore, stop the fight. If I was a fighter, you know how people want to say, oh, you want to go out on your shield, be a warrior. All right, yeah, I'll be a warrior. You know what I'm going to tell my coach? I'm going to say, hey, look, man, the day I come back to the corner and you can't recognize me, bro, call the fight off, bro. I don't care what I'm telling you. I don't care what I'm saying. I could be saying, I'll fire you. Stop the fight. If you can't recognize, if I sit down and you like, who this? Like, bro, it's probably a good time to stop the fight, bro. Man, you know what was sad watching the Eubank, the Nigel Benn, and the guy named Mike Watson. You ever heard of Mike Watson? If you're from the UK, then you probably heard of Mike Watson, which, by the way, I'm really intrigued by the whole Ben and Eubank, what's going on with the UK. When I look at it, like, yeah, I get it. Like, Ben's moving up in weight, but the family history, I think, bro, it's a recipe. That's a recipe for, and the UK fans are very loyal people. I wish more American fans was like the UK. Because over here, I mean, I feel like America, we made up the whole you as good as your last fight. Because in the UK, I mean, look at this. Let's take George Kambosos, for instance, right? I was reading the article this morning in regards to George Kambosos, right? It said that the Australian people are starting to get upset with him, right? Now, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? I talked about it earlier when I first started my live, but why do you think Australians are? I think that's where he's from, Australia, right? Wherever he's from, that country, people starting to get frustrated with him. Why do you think that is? When he fought Devin Haney, the first time, and then he did the rematch, got beat worse. Then he had another fight over there and he lost, or damn near lost. It's making the country look bad, bro. And correct me if I'm wrong, but one of them fights, the country put up money. They put up money. I don't want to speak on it too much, but I could have swore their people put up money for something. So, and they still support the guy. Now, that would have been America? Shit. That'd have been America? Shit. The first round you lost, they'd have been booing your ass. Look, I'm an Eagles fan. Yeah, you don't know about getting booed till you an Eagles fan. Your own people will boo you, bro. Like nothing. But the UK, they real supportive of their fighters. And but I saw that he called out Hitchens, and I mean, look, he's supposed to do that. He's supposed to do that, but I hate to say it, but he's a one-hit wonder, bro. He's known for beating Teofimo and always will be known for beating Teofimo. And this is what happens when you live off one win. A couple of fighters have been doing that lately. Look, accomplishments are accomplishments, okay? So it's not the shit on people's accomplishments. If you beat Lomachenko, that's a good win, bro. All right? It's a good win. It's a classic win. Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, right? But how long you gonna live off that fight? You could use that as your motivation to get a bigger fight, right? But you can't just keep living off one fight. And that's what Kambosos does. Every interview, he's like, yeah, like what I did with Lopez. Like what, bro, that shit was so long ago. Like, damn, bro. Like, yeah, and what happened when you fought Devin? And what happened when you fought Loma? And what was the other guy that he basically they robbed the fight from him? What was the fight where he lost? The one on Top Rank? Well, they were all on Top Rank. What was the one that we were watching? We're like, well, I can't believe they gave it to Kambosos, bro. Ryan Garcia by murder. Bro, man, I like Rolly too, bro. I do. Hey, Rolly, listen, Rolly, I'm gonna say this about Rolly. Rolly learned the business really quickly, bro. You think Rolly cares about a belt? Really? Do you think Rolly cares about a belt? He don't care about no belt. Rolly cares about making big fights. And we know because of his fighting style and his personality. I mean, he did. He sold that Tank pay-per-view, bro. That was all him. He sold the Pitbull pay-per-view. Remember when he drove out to the desert and he bought the little Chihuahua and he named him he bought the Chihuahua and was talking to him. He was calling him Isaac. Then he went out to the desert and took out the what was it, the piñata, and started beating up on the piñata out in the Nevada desert. That was all Rolly. That was all Rolly. I knew every time he did that, Pitbull was gonna hurt him even more. Once he bought that little bulldog and named him Isaac, I said, "Oh yeah, Rolly's in trouble. Yeah, Rolly's gonna get hurt bad." But he sells the fight. Rolly don't care about no belt or nothing like that. Man cares about making big fights. And that's it. Big fights and big fights only. But who do I think is going to win? Oh, man, Ryan Garcia, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. The way Ryan Garcia fights, people have been saying it for years, bro. He has his chin up in the air. He could very well get knocked out. But the one thing Ryan Garcia has showed us is, number one, that when he got knocked down, he got up. People might say he quit against Tank. Let's not forget everything he had to go through to get that fight, which he did to himself, by the way, which he did to himself. But let me ask you, do you think that if Ryan Garcia didn't have a rehydration clause, a catch weight, let's say he didn't have a catch weight, rehydration clause, or any one of those things, do you think Ryan would have quit that fight? He quit. And on top of that, let's not act like and forget that Gervonta Tank Davis had a spy on Ryan Garcia's camp and damn near practically admitted it, bro. That's got to be, first off, that's got to be illegal. Is that illegal? If I pay someone to go to your training camp, to look at you to see if you're injured, and then you report back to me, yes, his left rib is injured. And I'm like, oh, really? His left rib is injured. And then I aim for your left rib when we're fighting. Is that not illegal? Should that not be illegal? That should be illegal. If Ryan didn't go through all that stuff, I think he would have got up. But nonetheless, he quit with the Tank fight. Rolly, I feel like Rolly's only shot is if he catches Ryan. But Rolly talked like he had CTE before he even fought Tank, bro. Now, that could just be the way he talks, because there are some fighters that talked weird before they even had, like, for instance, Y'all know that James Toney always spoke like that, right? It got worse over the years. But James Toney always had that muffled voice because people be like, look at James Toney. He got beat up so bad. Look at how he talks now. Yeah, it's worse. But he go back to when the guy was like 20 years old. He still talked like that. Rolly still stuttered, right? Let's not forget, Floyd Mayweather couldn't read a book. 50 Cent said, hey, I'm going to troll him and tell him to read. I'll give him $1 million if he reads Cat in the Hat. Remember? I'm only saying that because some of these guys aren't the most intelligent, so therefore their speech isn't that well. That goes for Tank. You know? So, but Broly has had numerous concussions, bro. There's no way he hasn't, bro. I mean, anybody who was getting dropped in sparring with those big ass gloves and headgear, that should tell you something. But Rolly learned the business early, man. This guy makes big fights. So I give him all the credit in the world. And Turkey's funding that whole event, right? Is he? Because if Turkey's funding the event, then that means he's overpaying. So that means whatever Rolly is normally getting, he's probably getting double, triple than that. So Rolly is smart. He's getting his money before he gets out. He don't have too many fights left. The way Rolly fights and the way he gets knocked out, he don't have too many fights left. Poor guy. He tried his best today, too, when he was on the microphone. They asked him about Ryan Garcia. He said, yeah, I'm going to sleep him. And nobody believed him. Like, nobody really believed him. I know I did. He's supposed to say that. Can it happen? Yeah. The difference is, if Rolly clips Ryan, I got more faith in Rolly getting up. I mean, if Rolly clipped Ryan, I got more faith in Ryan getting up. If Ryan clips Rolly, even if Rolly gets up, the fight's over. The fight's over. Every time he's gotten hurt in a fight, it did not end well. And it would have ended even worse when he fought that old man if they didn't cheat, where the ref stopped the fight, because he was hurt in that fight too. Rolly cannot recover. He can't recover well. So smart money is on Ryan, of course, bro. Because if Ryan gets clipped, I got faith in Ryan getting up and moving forward. People can say all they want. Oh, he quit against Tank. Yeah, you keep forgetting all the shit he went through in that Tank fight, bro. That was a catch weight drained Ryan, bro. What's going on, Iceman? Hey, Iceman, I was thinking about you when I saw these movies, bro. I mean, man, the past week or so. Hey, by the way, y'all ain't gonna believe this, bro. So my last live, to me, I look back at my lives, right? And I rate them. Sometimes I rate them, because I do care about what people say in the chat. I do. I know sometimes it looks like I don't, but I do. I go back and I look at it, right? So my last live, this is so funny. At least to me, it's funny. So my last live, which was like a week or two ago, people got mad at me, right? They got mad at me because I brought up the whole Teofimo press thing, right? I said he ain't been pressed, and that's not what pressed is. Long story short, there was people that didn't like it. I think like 8 people unsubscribed, which is a lot for me because I don't have a lot of subscribers. But the ironic part of it is, right after that live was over, I get an email from YouTube. Because, they changed the way that they do things now with the algorithm and the requirements and shit. And they told me that I'm monetized now. So I can get super chats, do memberships and all types of shit. And I was like, I don't even want to do this shit. That shit, for some reason, the moment I realized I could do that, I didn't even want to make content. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. But With that being said, let me check something real quick. Is it working? Oh, wow, it is working. The super chats are working. Uh-oh, time for me to make some narratives. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right. I gotta change everything I do now. I gotta change everything I do now. Nah, I ain't doing that. Probably go live less. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yo, one thing I gotta say is this, bro. One thing that's gotta stop, bro. I was gonna say this my last live. I let this shit go too far enough, but it's getting a little bit ridiculous now, bro. It's getting ridiculous now. I don't care if people don't come on. Like when I drop the link, I don't care if you don't come on. That's fine. You don't gotta come on, bro. You don't gotta come on. But one thing that's gonna stop is these dudes trying to threaten me, saying they want to meet up with me and all types. Y'all better stop that shit. Yo, Iceman, you ain't have to do that, bro. Iceman, you ain't have to do that, bro. I appreciate you, man. You ain't have to do that though, bro. I was just telling you that it was on. I wasn't saying it like now. I don't know why. I feel weird, bro. I was only telling you it was on because my last live, bro. People got on me my last live, right? And I keep telling people all the time, bro, you're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna bully me into forcing me the way that you think, right? Like people don't, and I noticed that. I noticed that. Like if you say something they like, they all good. But when you say something you don't like, you know what they like to do? They like to gang up on you. That's what they like to do. They want to gang up on you. So like the more numbers to make you change the way you view shit, the way you say shit. I don't work like that, bro. And I'm trying to tell people, the more you do that, the more you gonna make me say the opposite, bro. And I appreciate you, Iceman. I really do. Because people be acting like I don't get on T.O. Like I get on T.O. all the time. I think, you know, but I'm always gonna support T.O. inside the ring. But by the way, I know it's been a long time since I saw that slap or whatever. You saw how fast that slap was. I got him beating Barboza. Now I don't know what's going on with the whole Canelo thing. I just think that he can't. I don't think, yo, to be honest with you, bro, to keep it a buck with you, I don't think T.O. should be training with Canelo. I don't think he should train with Canelo at all. I don't think it's a good fit for T.O. And not because T.O. is not dedicated. Not because T.O. is not dedicated. I don't think he's a good fit. I just think the way T.O. is, he's not a good fit with Canelo. And I know you can always learn something off somebody else, right? I don't think that. I think a better fit for T.O., he needs someone like in my opinion. What's the dude that was on Punch's channel? What's his name? He's like a light-skinned guy. He's got his own channel, by the way. What is his name? Oh man, there's some fighters that he coaches. He's got like a very regular name. It's like Coach Eddie, Coach something. I forgot what his name is. That guy. T.O. needs something like that, or like a Ronnie Shields, right? I don't think Canelo is a great fit for him, bro. And it was never gonna work with Ryan Garcia too. Which, by the way, even though I always go for T.O. in the ring, Ryan Garcia and T.O. is a dangerous fight for T.O., bro. I think it's a dangerous fight for T.O. if they ever fight. I think Ryan's dangerous for anybody. And I stand by it when I say Ryan's probably got one of the quickest left hooks I've ever seen in boxing, bro. People could talk shit about that kid all they want. They could call him a YouTuber. They could call him an Instagram model. You could say whatever you want about Ryan. Go ahead. Yeah, he's a pretty boy. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah, he talks racist. Yeah, he does all this crazy stuff. Yeah, he does. He does. And he's a cornball too. And sometimes he be doing all this shit for all them white girls on TikTok. Yeah, all that is true. But that dude got one of the fastest left hooks I've ever seen in boxing, period, bro. Period. And that kid could hurt you. And I think Ryan versus Tio, that's a dangerous fight for Tio. In fact, all these fights at 140 right now, currently, are dangerous for Tio. Barboza is even dangerous for Tio. See, Barboza got no power, but what it did show me, and I know it's just a smack, but what did the whole Canelo and Plant shit show you at the remember when Plant tried to smack Canelo? Canelo moved out the way and countered him real quick. What did that show you before the fight? I mean, you don't take everything from that, right? But what did that show you? Like, damn, Canelo quick, right? That's what I took out of it. I was like, damn, Canelo moved out the way and countered this motherfucker quick as hell. They ain't even in the ring. They on stage. Now go back and look how fast Tio smacked Barboza, bro. He smacked him quick as fuck, bro. And I'm not even saying that because I fuck with Tio. This is just the truth. I just got done telling you. I think Ryan's dangerous as hell for Tio. And and matter of fact, and I think him not going to Canelo is probably going to work out for the best for him. Because I was in the minority. I do not think he's a good fit for Canelo. I just don't think they fit, bro. They don't fit. Tio and Canelo never fit to me. It never did. I think personality has somewhat a lot to do with what you do in the ring. I think it does, bro. Your personality does. Because if you can't get through to somebody, right, then you can tell them everything all day long. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. Look, do you know who wasn't a great coach, but he was perfect for the guy that he had? Help me out here, bro. I used to really like this guy, but then I realized he's not really that great of a trainer. And I realized that the reason why I liked him was because of that fighter. The dude that trained Diego Corrales. The one that was with Ryan for a little bit, but then said, you don't train Ryan Garcia, you collaborate with Ryan. What was his name again? And he's sometimes the announcer on PPC. I like him. But what's his name again? What is his name? My goodness. Italian guy. He trained Goosen. Thank you, Tycho. Thank you, Tycho. Goosen. Joe Goosen. And he trained what's his name too? The other kid from Jersey. The one that I think that is on steroids right now. What's his name? Oh my goodness. Melanecki. I think it's Melanecki Jr. That kid looked like he's on steroids. But anyway, I like Joe Goosen, right? A long time ago, I liked him, and I realized I don't think he's such a great trainer. But he worked for Diego Corrales. And you remember that classic fight? Bro, that's one of the best fights I've ever seen, hands down. In fact, when I talk to people and I tell them I'm a boxing fan and they say boxing's boring, that's the first fight I direct them to, bro. That's the first fight I direct them to. Every single, I direct them to Castillo and Corrales, bro. Why? Not only was the fight exciting, but that is the perfect fight. And there's a lot of perfect fights that could actually showcase boxing. But to me, Castillo and Diego Corrales showcased not only how exciting boxing can be, but the thought process that goes into it. Okay? The thought process, it's not just rock 'em, sock 'em, bro. Yeah, they were close. They were in the phone booth, but there's a lot of thinking going on in there, bro. And then you got the thinking going on in there. You got the stamina going on in there. You got the heart going on in there. Cuts, bruising, everything. Then you got Diego Corrales damn near looking like he was going to quit, right? Gets knocked down, spits out the mouthpiece, gets up, gets knocked down again, I think, spit out the mouthpiece. Then the ref realized he's spitting out that mouthpiece on purpose. Then I think they took a point, right? They take a point. He goes to the corner, and then Joe Goosen hops in the ring, and it looked like they're going to stop the fight. And he says, what does he say to him? He says, you better get in his ass right now. And then a couple seconds later, probably the most surprise stoppages I've ever seen in boxing, bro. So I like Joe Goosen for that. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Call me crazy, but Papachenko would be good for Tio. Tio got athleticism and that type of style. He would. He would. I just don't think you think. I don't know. How is their relationship? Yeah, they look. The problem with Tio is this. The problem with Tio is this. His personality, right? With Tio, his personality, you gotta. Most people that are gonna take on Tio realize this from the gate. So let me give you a comparison, since I love talking about comparisons, right? So since I got out the military, I try to stay healthy as much as I can, right? But I've never been like this biological, how muscles work, nothing. I've never been. I just, work out, try to eat protein and eat whole foods, right? But I've never been like, how people, they work out and they work out certain body parts and stuff. So you got to get the certain exercise. Like if I want to work out here, you know what I mean? I got to get the exercises that go like this to work, right? So I go to these fitness channels. And I saw this one guy who spent his whole life going off on people, right? And he's going off on his own people that he's training. He's going off on them, right? He's mad, and he starts saying that he's going to cancel their memberships. And I'm like, why the fuck is it? Why is he doing that? And he says he's tired of. He says it's almost like I'm working overtime for you not to do anything. Because a lot of these guys were lying to him. He would say, go walk 2 times and then text me when you're done. And he'd say he would just get a text like, oh, got done walking, right? But then when he goes to weigh him, he realizes he weighs extra. Bro, there's no way you walked. If you walked the way I did and followed the diet, you'd be losing weight. But these guys were gaining weight. So which means these guys were lying to him. So he's frustrated and he's like, you're messing up my name. You're messing up my reputation, right? So he went off. And I think of boxing and I think of it like a trainer. When somebody comes up to you and says, you want to train Teofimo Lopez? You can't tell me one of the things that go through their mind is like, this kid's a pain in the ass, bro. Or Ryan Garcia. You can't tell me that doesn't go through your mind. Like, is he even going to listen to some of the shit I say? Like I said, Joe Goosen said about Ryan Garcia, you don't train. I've never seen a trainer say that in my life, bro. Never. I've never seen a trainer say, he said, you don't train Ryan. You collaborate. This ain't a mixtape, bro. You got a trainer, you got a fighter, you got a cut man, and that's how it's supposed to go. The day you got the fighter telling the trainer, this is how it's going to go. Yo, it's all messed up, bro. That's a messed up relationship right there. It's a messed up relationship. Papachenko would be good for Tio. I just don't think you gotta understand that part of it though. Whoever is gonna train Tio has got to realize, bro, I gotta deal with this shit, and I gotta deal with Tio, and I gotta deal with Tio's antics, bro. And to this day, I know people that they kind of get upset when I talk about Tio's antics, but I'm telling you, bro, it's not all great. It's not all great. How you act and how you are as a person will affect your business. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't have to know boxing. I don't have to be behind boxing and behind closed doors and behind the investments and the contracts. I'm telling you right now, as a human being, how you act will affect how people associate with you. It will affect their contracts and whatever they want to do with you. If you're an asshole, bro, and people just got to tolerate you, then they're going to be like, okay, I got to tolerate Shadow. So he's going to pay me, bro. Whereas if you're respectful, whatever, right, you could probably, all right, let's work things out. That's always been my opinion on things. How you act affects you in all aspects of your life. And Tio, I'm sure that there's trainers out there that when they think of Teofimo Lopez, they go, I don't know. Like, the kid is special. The kid got talent. I don't know if I want to deal with that. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, bro. Now, I don't know what's going on. Now, with Canelo, I think it's more of He's going to be fighting Skull. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're fighting the day before Canelo, right? And I think they're in New York, right? So that's on the 4th, and I think the Canelo is on the 5th, right? So that's just to me, that's just a conflict of scheduling. But even without that going on, I didn't think that T.O. was a good fit for him. Not because I don't think T.O. takes boxing seriously. I mean, all I'm saying is this. If you're going to train Teofimo Lopez, then you need to keep it in the back of your mind that you're going to get annoyed. At least that's how I look at it. And same thing with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia got enough money, he could just say, fuck it, I don't want to train today. What are you going to say to him? What are you going to say to Ryan? No, you better do what I say. What? Ryan will be like, what? I'll get rid of you. I don't need you. That's why the Goosen was like, you collaborate with Ryan. Bro, to me, the moment you said that, I kind of lost respect for Goosen, bro. I kind of did. Because you need to know your role as a trainer, bro. Your role as a trainer is to prepare that fighter, bro. Not to have that fighter coordinating everything, trying to define who you are. You already know who you are. You're the trainer, bro. There is nothing to collab against, right? You have an opponent. My job is to formulate a good strategy based on your attributes, based on what you could do in the ring. My job is to formulate a plan to get past that guy and maybe look at tape and look at what this guy does. And if we have a nutritionist or whatever, his job is to make sure that you make weight and to cook food or whatever, right? The cut man is to make sure that when you get cut, everyone got their role. So the time you got the fighter telling I don't know, man, just Ryan Garcia and T.O. to me, it's a lot of work, in my opinion, to train them. And I don't got to be in the business. I'm just telling you how I see them act. And I like T.O. Y'all know I'm never going to bet against T.O., bro. Never. I will never bet against T.O. in the ring. I'm always going to go for him. But look at what he did at the press conference. Yeah, he made it exciting. But who won what, LT? Fundora knocked him out in the 4th round. And Ramos knocked out the other dude. Forgot what round. And what's his name? The young kid, Garcia, the prospect. I missed that fight, but they said he struggled. Is that true? Y'all, I missed the beginning. But that kid, that prospect, they said he struggled. But getting back to T.O., man, look, he had to steal the press conference, right? Had to be about T.O., right? So, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't even know. I don't even know what Terrell Goucher. Goucher is like a Tevin Farmer, bro. He's like a Tevin Farmer. All these close ass matches that could have went his way. And they just don't give it to him, or they make it a draw. That's gotta suck, bro. And Goucher was in the Olympic team on Errol Spence's team. I think in the Olympics. Goucher was Goucher's like his future was supposed to be bright. Terrell Goucher. And to me, it went downhill when he fought Tim Tszyu. Which, by the way, he dropped Tim Tszyu in that fight. It's just Goucher is like I hate to say it, it's like he's not a bad fighter. He just doesn't do enough. It's like a Broner. It's like a Broner in later years. Like he doesn't throw enough. He's not active enough. He doesn't do enough in that. Like he's good. He's got what it takes to beat you. It's just about him doing it. That's just what I see with him. And I'm glad Errol Spence did not fight tonight because that man should not be fighting no more. Man, let me tell you something. If Errol Spence was in the fight tonight, what you think would have happened to him? Because the way he likes to fight too. Because, you know, Errol, I've only seen Errol fight on the outside one time. It's when he fought Mikey Garcia. Right? You're not going to fight on the outside fighting a 6'6" guy. You're not. All right. The reason why he fought on the outside with Mikey Garcia was maybe he respected his power. Maybe he wanted to show everybody I could box as well. But that works on a smaller man. You're not going to fight a guy that's taller than you with massive reach and try to fight him on the outside. You're damn near retarded if you do that. So he would have had to fight him on the inside. What you think would have happened to Earl tonight? Dude would have got destroyed, bro. Dude would have got destroyed. Oh, hey, yo, so just real quick, I don't want to waste too long on this topic, bro. I really don't, but I have to. I kind of have to. Cause along with the whole like monetize shit, you know, they tell you the whole shit so I can get copyrighted for a lot of shit now, right? So there's a lot of things that I'm not going to be doing anymore. It not the whole channel, but there is some things that I don't want to do anymore. And one of the things is this, bro. These dudes that come up in here that troll me is fine. But I'm getting real sick and tired of these dudes that are emailing my channel saying some crazy stuff. And then I'm going to just give you an example. All right. They always use a different name. And I know they're trolling. But let me tell you what happens. Dude emails me. Yo, what up, bitch? I'm like, all right. What up? Yo, let's fight. Okay, let's fight. Who are you? Don't worry about who I am. Let's fight. Okay, why you want to fight me? Because you're a bitch. Is that why you want to fight me? Yeah. So this is what they're saying. All right, fine. When I go live, click the link. No, I just want to fight you. Okay. Well, you still going to come by when I go live. I need to see what you look like. That's gay. Why is that gay? You want me to meet up with you in some random ass spot and not know what you look like so you could snuff me or act like you walking your dog and stab me or whatever. Why do people do that? I don't understand. So you got the audacity to talk about me, threaten me, say you want to beat my ass, calling me a pussy, calling me gay. And all I'm asking is that you just show yourself. All right? It ain't about being gay. I'm trying to put a face to the guy that's talking all this shit. And a lot of times the dudes that always say that's gay, a lot of times from my experience, it's because they look a certain way and and I don't understand, but it's like either maybe they look like a nerd, maybe they're real fat and ugly. I don't know. But when somebody says turn on your camera because you're talking shit, it ain't because they trying to look at you in a sexual way. Come on, bro. Stop being stupid. We want to try to put a face to the guy that's talking all this shit that says he's going to put hands on me and wants to meet up and wants to travel and wants to come all the way over here to my state where I live, right? So I know it's all trolling at the end of the day. I know it's all trolling. But I'm not entertaining that no more, bro, because it's like if you're going to sit here and say you're going to come all the way over here in my space, bro, y'all know I don't talk gangster. Look at me. I'm a small ass Puerto Rican, bro. But at least you know what I look like, right? Do I hide anything about my life? I don't hide nothing. I hide nothing. So you know what I look like, right? I don't know what you look like. So now you have an advantage. And you're talking from an avatar. So that shit stops today, bro. If you're gonna say you're gonna fight me or whatever, look, hit my email up. I ain't gonna record nothing. We could like grown men. Other than that, I'm blocking you, bro. Like, because some of you guys are just here to disrupt my channel. I don't care if you troll me, but when you disrupt my channel, that to me is deviant. Okay? There's a difference between saying, hey, Shadow, whatever, I disagree with you. Oh, you like Chris Colbert, right? Okay, fine. What? Like, I deal with that all the time. But when you come here and start disrupting my channel, disrupting the live, that right there is I don't like that. I don't like that. And if you're going to do that, then you're going to come on here, you're going to click the link, and you're going to talk to me. And you're going to show your face. You want to call me gay for saying that? Go ahead. But that's what the dude said to me when he emailed me. Wouldn't even tell me why he wants to beat my ass either. That's the hilarious part. That's the hilarious part. I mean, a lot of look, the social media. Look, the crazy thing about social media is this, bro. I knew from the get-go what you're dealing with on social media, right? But just because you know it doesn't mean like you get used to it. You never get used to it. And one of the things too, so believe it or not, what we do in boxing is sort of considered journalism. I know. You might look at it like that's not journalism, but it kind of is journalism. It kind of is, right? Now, from my understanding years ago, when a person said he was a journalist, right? I feel like that's changed over the years. A journalist to me, it wasn't about the biggest story. It wasn't about the name or whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought journalism was about the truth. Getting the truth out there to the people. That's what I've always thought journalism is, because you got people that taint lies and all that, right? So what does the journalist do? I go on the inside and let's get the truth. So the people need to know the truth, right? That's changed over the years. Now journalists are paid to lie to you. They're selling you something. And I had to learn that quickly when it came to boxing, which is why there are some channels I watch for pure entertainment purposes. And then there's some channels I watch because I want their boxing input. And I'm being dead ass when I say that. There are some channels that I don't necessarily watch them because I'm trying to get good boxing takes. I watch them because I think they're hilarious. I think some of the stuff they say is hilarious. And I get a good time out of it. Sometimes I put them on while I'm making dinner, or while I'm on the treadmill, or on break, or whatever. I'm being serious. Then there's other channels that I watched because they do have good boxing takes. And by the way, you can have a boxing take and be the total opposite of mine. I've told you 1,000 times, there's a lot of people I watch that I do not have the same viewpoints, but they have a viewpoint. Okay? If a person is a leftist, I don't like politics, but if a person is a leftist, I don't think it's right to just hate somebody because that's how they think. You could think differently and be like, okay, I understand why he thinks like that. I disagree. But I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to shut you out because that's what you think. So a lot of times there's channels that I watch for entertainment. But then there's some I watch for, boxing take. And then there's some that do both. Yeah, the Boxing Voice does that to me sometimes. Sometimes I watch it. It's pure comedy. Sometimes I watch it and I get a lot of insight from it. But you cannot tell me, though, that some outlets are being paid, I think. You know who I watch, by the way? Y'all gonna be like, nah, Shadow, get out of here. No, I really do, bro. I watch him sometimes, and he's entertaining. He's entertaining because he thinks Devin Haney is the face of boxing. That guy BTFB, he was in the military too, right? And I don't have anything against him. I don't. But I find that shit entertaining. I find it entertaining, bro. And that's a perfect example. Now, I don't agree with what he's saying, but it's hilarious. And he sat there and said, Devin Haney, you guys keep forgetting that on one of those scorecards with Ryan Garcia was a draw. One of them had a draw. And stayed on that shit for like an hour. Like that means, so you know how many fighters got a draw on the scorecards or whatever? But that means I just feel like some people are incapable of talking about a certain fighter. Bill Haney is one of them, bro. Bill Haney got a couple channels in his pocket, bro. You'll never see them. You'll never. Yo, I hate to say, I know they don't like it when I talk about Ness, bro. But yo, the other day I was laughing because Ness, and shout out to Ness, shout out to the Boxing Voice, bro. I don't have no dislike for these guys. I don't. Like I said, I think it's saying it, and I do get some good takes from them too, by the way. And say what you want about Ness, the man is informative. Okay, he knows his boxing. But the topic of Devin Haney came up on there, and you know how the dudes call in and they give their take on Devin Haney, right? And he said something like the guy was like, "Come on, man!" Like he started bringing up the Ryan fight and how many times he got knocked down, and he's like, you know, he was getting his ass whooped. You just look at Ness's face, and he looks like he doesn't want to listen to the caller. It's hilarious, but I truly think some of these channels are like paid. If that's the case, pay me, bro. I'm gonna still tell the truth, but I wonder if they really get paid, bro. If it's like that. Not to get off topic, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Do you guys game? So there's a company called Ubisoft. They make games, and they're supposedly about to go bankrupt because they just came out. This last game that came out 2 days ago, I think it's called Assassin's Creed Shadows. They were banking on this game to keep them afloat. Everyone's played Assassin's Creed, right? Well, they're gone. They were depending on this game to do big. They had to, because the last 3 games they made totally bankrupt. They lost so much money. So they were really praying this game did well, and it did horrible. And they're paying channels to like make it seem like, you know, to kind of like say otherwise. And it's just hilarious because, you know, when someone's paid is like, bro, how much are they paying you, bro? And that happens in boxing too. It happens in boxing. What you mean? What you mean? What do you mean AA? What does that mean? AA girls. Can you? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. AA girls tend to like those guys more than AA dudes. Oh, Afro. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I mean, look at this. Look at the whole look. Do you think race should be injected with Bill Haney and what's his name? We were talking about it earlier, right? I don't know if I should find it. You guys seen when Rosado and him was going back and forth. I don't think race should be brought up in that. I mean, that's just 2 men talking. Everything he said to me was facts. By the way, is it a lie to say that you took money when Ryan Garcia came in overweight and you could have stopped the fight, right? That was the first thing I said when that shit happened, bro. And so many people said to me, Shadow, you don't know the business, bro. You can't just stop that fight. Why not? Why not? That's his life on the line, bro. But you don't understand because there are so many people, the pay-per-views. Okay, well, don't. If they were to stop the fight, don't blame Devin. Blame Ryan. That is the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is if they would have stopped that fight because Ryan came in overweight, Devin would have never got his ass whooped like that. And yeah, they might have called Devin a duck. Fine. Bro, what's worse? We don't even know if this kid's going to ever be the same again, bro. Tio tried to say, oh, I was dying in that fight, and it got pushed back so many times. Yeah, it did get pushed back a lot of times. You and Cambosis did. What is more important, bro? Your health? Or like, it's just like the Bacoli thing. Do you guys agree with Bacoli coming in on a 48 hours notice? A 48, like not even 48 hours, bro. Less than 24 hours. They paid this man to take a plane, to get his ass whooped and get knocked out. Some of y'all might say, yeah, I'll take it. But that might have messed him up because Bacoli didn't have to do that. He was already in line to get a bag. He was already in line. He beat Jared Anderson. He had a good roll going. That done put a stamp in everything, did it not? I mean, I don't think the fight should be taken into account too much because it was just on a last minute thing. But at the end of the day, if that man didn't take, he had a role. He had steamrolled Jared Anderson. They said Jared Anderson was the next best thing. They said Jared Anderson was beating up Tyson Fury in camp. Remember? Right? They said that's what I heard. I heard Frank Sanchez. Was it Frank Sanchez and Jared Anderson? No, it was Jared Anderson and somebody else. I forgot. They were tagging Fury up in training prior to him fighting Deontay Wilder. And Fury said, a lot of props to that guy, you know. So beating Jared Anderson, regardless of his mindset, regardless of him saying, well, I'm only in here for money, it doesn't matter. It's a good win. And it was a dominant win. And not only did you beat Jared Anderson, but you dismantled that man. And to me, you could have thrown all that away because Dubois gets sick and Turkey needs a replacement. And because he's got big pockets, you get on a plane in less than 48 hours just to lose. Now, I don't know. It wasn't really a bad loss, but how do you know like that? To me, that I don't know if that's even worth it. You was already lined up to get a bag, bro. You was already lined up to get a title shot. And if you would have just, in my opinion, just focused on that, and you would have been dominant with the fight coming up, you would have been in line to get a bag anyway. So I just don't think money is always, I do not think money is the say all be all, bro. A lot of the times these dudes make choices for money and it backfires on them, bro. It backfires a lot. What they say, not all money, good money. Not all money, good money, bro. Just because you getting paid well, don't mean you should do it. That's the issue I have with the Turkey thing. Y'all, like, people are going to realize one day, this man could wake up one day, God forbid he dies, God forbid he just changes his mind. You could tell by the way his mentality is, how he talks, right? We've seen two sides of this man, have we not? Have we not seen two sides of this man? We saw the side before he was cool with Canelo. Then we saw the side after he's cool with Canelo, right? But before Canelo was on his side, what did he say? What did he say? I suggest Canelo's people fall in line. Almost damn near threatening him. Threatening a man that's got $200 million. Like, and then now he's got Canelo on his side and he acts like that never happened. But this man could turn around one day and go, I don't want to be in boxing no more. And what are you going to do? That's why these promoters love that man. They love that man. Why not? I'd love him too if I was a promoter. I don't got to come out of pocket. All I got to do is just bring my fighter. You going to pay me my cut? And you going to pay him? And you going to put us up in a hotel? Damn. Shit. Yeah, I like it. That's why promoters love Turkey. Then I see the TKO shit with their so-called pay that they're going to have on there. I'm telling you right now, if that's the pay, great, good luck. Good. You think you're going to open up TKO and pay boxers like you do UFC fighters? You're going to see. Nah, UFC is not boxing, bro. I get it. Yeah, they do get overpaid. But in boxing, I'm boxing all the way, bro. Boxing is like my first love. Boxing is prize fighting, bro. All right. Yeah, it's dirty, it's nasty. There's multiple belts, there's sanctioning bodies. I wouldn't give it up for anything, though. Be damned if I'd give it up for it to be turned into some UFC model or some UFC-like structure, a tournament-like model. I'm not all for that. I've already been verbally speaking out against that. I say, instead of that, I say, if I had a chance to do something, let's do what our current president is doing. Let's dismantle everybody's position. That's the best way to fix something, bro. You don't have to tear it all down, right? The restaurant's doing bad, right? The restaurant is doing bad. That first off, it's called, like, people have this destroy and rebuild mentality, right? You don't have to do that. Restaurant's doing bad, right? You don't have to buy the rights to the restaurant, tear it down, and get a new location. No, you don't have to, bro. Fire the people in charge. Get rid of that team, bro. Get somebody else to step in there. Give them a shot. Then if it ain't working, okay, that's what our president's doing. Even in the VA, $80,000 jobs gone. But he's trying to drain the swamp. He's getting rid of all the people that he thinks that are making lazy decisions, right? I would do the same in boxing. That's what I would do. I would get rid of Mauricio Suleiman if I could. I would try to get rid of all the people that we think that are dirty snakes, which is a lot of them, but still, I would still try to rebuild it if I had the power to, is what I'm saying. Obviously, it's easier said than done. I'd rather that than a TKO model of boxing, bro. I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for boxing to turn into some UFC type shit. Or you definitely put like this. If they start getting paid like that, we're not going to see a lot of greats, I don't think. Because as much as people care about legacy, a lot of the great fighters did care about money as well. And that was their main motivation, along with legacy. Not everyone is a Pacquiao, where they wake up every morning and people are lined up around the blocks and they're just handing out money. By the way, I don't know if he still does that to this day, but this dude was giving out so much money, it was crazy to me. Go back to the Manny Pacquiao and Thurman fight. Y'all remember that? They're in the Philippines, and every day that man woke up, every day, people lined up around him, like literally, like a mile or two, just standing there, and his wife is like, here. How much money are you giving these people? I mean, it's probably a lot of money when it's in, I guess it's double the money, I guess, but. What's going on, Pancho? I'm not saying, I'm not saying everything he does is bad, brother. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, look, Turk has done good and bad. I've called out his good and bad. Okay. I don't necessarily have, without Turkey, we wouldn't have gotten Usyk and Fury, right? We wouldn't have gotten Bivol and Beterbiev. We wouldn't have got this past card with Virgil Ortiz, and what's his name? The dude that fought Crawford. Oh my goodness, but I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. He put on a lot of good fights, bro. That's not my issue with him. My issue is he's the main source of everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if something happens to him, everything crumbles. Everything falls. If he falls, you think Dana White's going to pick up the pieces? You think Dana White's going to say, okay, time for me to step in? No. Turk's money pays for everything. That's why these promoters love him. They love him. Look, Eddie Hearn said this out his own mouth, bro. Eddie Hearn said, he's like, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love working with Turkey. Okay? I love working with Turkey. He puts on good fights, he pays us well, this and that, right? But if he wants to go with Dana White, I'll go back to putting on 50-something events a year, something or whatever, because they can foresee them being eliminated, bro. It's like this. It's like this. You're working at a job, okay? You're working at a job and your position is a cashier. Okay? You're a cashier. What happens when you come to work and you see them building? You're like, what are they doing? Oh, they're making a self checkout, or like then they're gonna put in a robot to do the cashier thing. And you can already see, like, wait a second, how many of them are they putting in there? Oh, they plan on a couple years to actually. Then you see your job is gone. That's literally what the promoters see with the TKO shit when it comes to Turkey, bro. And Dana White. You got to be dumb not to see it. I don't care what they tell you. They foresee themselves being taken out. That's literally why Eddie Hearn was like, I love Turkey, but if he does the TKO thing, and then he said something like, I had the quote here. He said something like, if he's doing business with Dana White, then that goes to show you the state of boxing right now. And I don't think that was a kind statement. And he said, hey, I'll go back to throwing 50 events now. And by the way, you know what's going to end up happening, in my opinion? Like I said, I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. I feel like the promoters and stuff, they're going to form together. They're going to band together, especially if they feel like they're going to be eliminated. Oh, they're going to band together. They might not have more money than Turkey, but you got to understand that with money in past history comes what? Allegiance. Not everybody can be bought. Not everybody can be bought. Some people will be, but not everybody can be bought. Plenty of people are loyal to Al Heyman. Plenty of people are loyal to Al Heyman. There's a lot of people that won't bite the hand that feeds them, or they remember who got them there. Not everybody just takes money and shits on everybody. I don't care if he got me here. Not everybody's like that, bro. A lot of people are, but not everybody. There's people that have in their heart, like, nah, I'm not doing that to him, bro. Like, if without him, there's no me. I mean, that's a bad fight, in my opinion. Y'all know I like T.O., but I mean, Ennis is huge. He's huge. I don't think that fight will happen. I know they've talked about it. I don't think that fight will happen. I just don't think it will happen. I don't know if you've noticed. Oh man, I fucks with T.O., but the truth is this. How many times have you heard my guy T.O. say he's gonna fight somebody, or there's rumors he's gonna fight somebody, and then that shit changes overnight? Like, how many times have this happened now? So many times, right? You can't tell me you wasn't the only one shocked that he was fighting Barboza. I was shocked. I thought T.O. was gonna fight. If anything, I thought he was gonna fight Richardson Hitchens or Boots. That's what I thought. Is that not what you thought? From what they were all saying, that's why, like, when it comes to T.O., it's like, yeah, I get it, but I mean, especially when it comes to T.O., man, that shit, it changes daily, bro. Because before Barbosa, he was supposed to fight Hitchens. At least that's what he said. Why he wouldn't fight, was it Keyshawn or whoever said something to him? Somebody had to, oh, yeah. Who was it? Was it Barboza before he fought? Somebody was going to fight something. Somebody called out T.O., and T.O. said, I'm not fighting him. I'm going to fight Richardson Hitchens because he's got the hardware. But anyway, T.O., it's not always like black and white with T.O., bro. You should know that. But if that fight were to happen, I'm going to go with T.O. And I like Boots too, but I'm never going to go against T.O. in the ring, bro. I'm always going to go for him is what I mean. That doesn't mean I think he wins every fight, because there's some dangerous fights for him, bro. I see. And if you're a Teofimo fan, bro, you could, I don't know, man, you could lie to yourself all you want, but him fighting Ryan Garcia is a dangerous fight, bro. Ryan's dangerous for anybody. I don't care what anybody tells you. Ryan is dangerous for anybody, bro. Y'all can keep playing around. You keep playing around and calling him an Instagram model and all this other shit. Okay. Let him clip you. Tank had to drain that boy. He had to drain that boy, catch weight that boy, tell him, you can't drink water after 8:15 a.m. He made him jump through all types of mazes and riddles just to get in the ring and pay the spy just to take down Ryan. And that's all. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. You think Tank, looking now at what happened, you think Tank would have beat a Ryan that wasn't weight drained or catch weight or nothing? After watching Lamont Roach, I know styles make fights, but let's be honest. After watching what Lamont Roach did to Tank, what do you think might have happened if he would have fought Ryan without all that? I got a different outcome. I got it looking bad for Tank. Now I know why. And not only that, nothing wrong with being scared, but I played you that clip plenty of times where Tank was like, he got nervous. Remember when he said, oh, I got nervous. I got nervous when Ryan's brother came into the dressing room and he was getting his hands wrapped. And Ryan's brother came in there and said to Tank, you gonna feel it. He said, what? He said, you gonna feel it. When that bell ring, you gonna feel it. And Tank was like, he had my heart racing. I'm just saying, Ryan is and a focused Ryan too, by the way. Because to contrary belief, Ryan doesn't just have a left hook. Ryan's got a good straight right. Ryan's got a good body shot when he throws it. Ryan's defense isn't the worst, bro. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. Ryan's got a lot going for him. And like I said, T.O. is my guy, but I'm going to be honest with you. Ryan is a dangerous fight for T.O. I'm sorry. Did you miss right, brother? Did you mean you meant Jerron, right? Not Terrence Crawford, right? Crawford would never fight T.O. I don't think. Oh, you do mean Terrence Crawford. Well, that but the whole issue with that is like I'm not one of these guys that go, oh, come on. See that I know you've seen it too. A lot of people love to do that. This is what they love to do, right? Oh, T.O. versus Crawford, he puts T.O. in the hospital, and then that's their way of not talking about the fight and not making it happen. I've always been under the thing like, okay, well, if you think it's an easy fight, that's an easy bag. That's how I look at it as a fan. Plus, I get a fight. I don't ever not want to see a fight. I want to see a fight. A lot of people seem to talk fights away. They seem to they will spend hours and days trying to talk why a fight shouldn't happen. And I'm not saying that there's not times where a fight shouldn't happen. I do think there is some times where you're like, man, I don't know if that fight's a good idea. But a lot of times when I do that, it's because I look at the fighter's mindset, maybe his health, maybe he's past his prime. He shouldn't be fighting no more. That's different. That's different. But to sit there and go like, oh, well, come on, y'all, like Terrence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez, you already know what's going to, and then that's your way of just not talking about the fight. I'm not like that. I'm more like, okay, I even said, I think Terrence could knock out T.O., but I'd like to see it, right? I'm not going to not watch it. I think it would still be exciting. I don't think we're ever going to see that, and I don't think we're going to see T.O. versus Boots either. I need to see how T.O. does against Barboza, which, by the way, of course, I'm going for T.O., and I do think he's going to beat Barboza. And I don't think that him being with Canelo means anything in regards to the Barboza fight. I don't think he needs Canelo or Canelo's camp, and nor do I feel like T.O. fits Canelo's camp at all. At all. Like I said, like I said, when you're a trainer, I don't have to be in the business to know that there's no way on earth, if you are a teacher, a trainer, a supervisor, or anything, and you look at the person you're supposed to be helping and he's a pain in the ass, you can't tell me that doesn't affect the way you look at things. If you're a teacher and the kid is jumping up all around the place, he doesn't really want to do his work or whatever, like, come on, at some point you as a teacher is going to be like, I don't want to really teach this kid, bro. Now, I'm not saying T.O. is like that. I'm just giving you a comparison. Like, I know when, like I said, when Joe Goosen said you collaborate with Ryan Garcia and he's a trainer, that should tell you everything you need to know, bro. No trainer should ever be saying, I collaborate with you. It's not a mixtape. We're not making singles. I got a role, you got a role, Cutman got a role, nutritionist got a role, promoter got a role. Whether they do their roles good or not, that's on them. But everyone's got a role. The ref got a role. The day you see the fighter controlling the trainer, bro, it's not a good relationship. And I just don't think T.O., I don't know T.O.'s mindset. And another thing too is with T.O., to be honest with you, when T.O. is going to fight during fight week, he starts acting crazier than usual. He starts acting a little off the wall. I am glad in the way that he smacked him too. I'm kind of glad he smacked Barboza. Number one, I think it stole the spotlight. That's number one. Number two, I think for the longest, and I'm pretty sure other people were saying this too, but I said for the longest, if y'all think I don't know why people would always come up in here. Shadow, your boy T.O. scared to fight Barboza. And I'm like, get them. Why? Because he's calling him out. So what? What did he have that T.O. wanted at that time? Nothing. He didn't have anything that was appealing to T.O. Y'all didn't see that. That's why T.O. said when they got in the Times Square, when they were standing close to each other, and I think what did Bernard want to grab the belt or something? Let me see if I can pull it up. Bernard tried to grab the belt from T.O. and T.O. said, no. Like, nah. And then he looked at Barboza and said, no, you got to earn it. And basically telling him all week, like, you thought I was scared of you, bro? Like, come on, bro. You thought I was scared of you? You just didn't offer me anything. Now you got something to offer me, or now I'm getting paid to fight you, or whatever the hell it is. Now I'm going to beat your ass. And he smacked him. Now, I think the smack, though, came because he kept being touchy. By the way, if you ever in a face-off, bro, and you're the one going like this, bro, expect to get smacked, bro. It don't, you like when you're this close, when you're this close to somebody and you know you're gonna fight them, don't touch him at all, bro. Whatever happens to you after that is on you. Doing all this like the belt's mine and let me touch his t-shirt and let me touch his hat. Okay, when you get smacked, don't. It's like playing with a dog, bro. You know, like what the hell's wrong with you? Keep playing around. Let me see. I think I had that too. Hold on. We've seen it numerous times, but I just wanted to see what he was saying to him because they were saying something to each other. And also it just goes to demonstrate to you that I think it gives T.O. some credibility in regards, because I know a lot, and by the way, I know it's warranted, but I know a lot of people hear what T.O. says and they're like, I don't take anything he says I take it with a grain of salt. I do too. But I've always said for the longest, I do not think Tio fears any man. Nah. I think at any time he would have fought Tank, he'd have fought any one of these guys if it's appealing to him. Like, I think when he says like this guy doesn't have anything that I want, I think he's dead ass serious, bro. And I also think he was dead ass serious when he said I'll fight Terrence Bud Crawford. People want to laugh that away. I think I'm just saying, I just think he's serious. Because the last person I thought he was ever gonna fight was Barbosa. Because I know everybody was putting it in people's head. Oh, he's scared of Barbosa. And why? I never, there's nothing, no offense. Barbosa is on a good run. He's on a good run, bro. He's actually, I've even increased like the way I look at him. Like, I got a lot of respect for Barbosa now. I think he's a talented fighter. I think he's a difficult fighter to beat. He showed me a lot in his past. Beating Jack Catterall too, by the way. I picked Jack Catterall to beat him. So he's impressed me. But I never thought he had anything that would make Tio want to avoid him. Nothing. Is this the one where he smacked him? Hold on.
And the stare down says it all.
Is this the one where he smacked him? Hold on. I think this is it.
Stare down says it all. This is going to be the real deal right here. I mean, this is a fight-stealing matchup right here.
It's not considered the main event, but it might make the most noise. Barboza Jr. still feeling disrespected. And Teofimo Lopez, guys, I feel like he didn't say it. I think he's looking past Barboza. He's looking to maybe fighting Ryan Garcia down the line or maybe Devin Haney. I think he thinks this fight
is that the one where he smacks him?
Is in the bag.
I think he believes that he's on a different level than Arnold Barboza. And I think in the past, you might have been able to make that argument. But given the run that Arnold Barboza is on over the last 6 months, wins over Jose Ramirez, a win over Jack Catterall, he is rising to a different...
No, that's not it, right? That's not it. No, it's the wrong one, right? Yeah, it's the wrong one. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. Okay. Shout out to, this is Fight Hub TV. Yeah, this is it right here. I forgot, man. It's been a week or so since I've been on. So, but yeah, it was this one.
Here they are, face to face. Dale.
Look at Oscar De La Hoya, bro. Hold on. Let me get over here real quick.
Undefeated interim champ Arnold Barboza Jr. It's all for the WBO Super Lightweight World Championship.
Man, that shit was quick, bro. That shit was quick. Yeah, that's quick. And I mean, it doesn't mean too much, but I'll tell you what. I thought when I saw Canelo duck that Caleb Plant thing, I was like, oh yeah, he gonna beat Caleb. Damn, if you're able to dodge a punch that you don't even like, imagine you don't even got gloves on. So I doubt you're walking up there like, is he gonna swing at me? Maybe you do have it in the back of your head. I don't know. But not a lot of press conferences, they swing. Not a lot. Maybe a little pushing here and there, but not a lot of swinging. Man, when I saw Canelo duck back and counter Plant, I said, boy, Plant in for a long night. Yeah, they are. Okay, hold on 1 second. What time is it? Yeah, I gotta go for a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna get off. Yeah, man. Oh, what's her name lost her title yesterday, right? What's that chick? Sky Nicholson, right? She lost her title. Hey, you saw what that girl said prior to the fight? It came true too. It was like on that Antonio Tarver type shit. Remember when Antonio Tarver said in the rematch with Roy Jones, like, I'm gonna do this to him, right? And then it came true. Like, I saw the press conference with that chick. She said she was gonna do that. That's exactly. Did she not? She said hey Eddie, something like Sky Nicholson, something like she said there's a difference between boxing and running. She says Sky Nicholson runs, and I'm not gonna allow her to run because I'm gonna stay in front of her face. That's exactly what she did. That was with 2-minute rounds too, right? Imagine 3-minute rounds. Yeah, she did. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me look at the schedule real quick before I get off. I want to know something real quick. Yeah, like I said, hey man, like I said, salute to those channels that are constantly putting out content, bro. Because I'll tell you, when my life goes crazy, the last thing I want to do is put out boxing, bro. So these guys that constantly give us shit to watch, like, because I'm pretty sure they got shit going on in their life too. I'll tell you, the last thing that goes, like, when I'm stressed out of shit, I don't be like, let me put out boxing content. I'm like, nah, I need to focus on this in my life. You see, that's as much as I would like to see that fight. That's not. I would rather see David Benavidez and Better Beef. That's me, because I feel I want somebody to fight David Benavidez that has, because obviously now we see from Morrell, it takes more than power, heart, and skill to beat David Benavidez. And I'm giving this kid a lot of compliments here. You're gonna need experience to beat David Benavidez. You need experience, power, and I think you got to be a good counterpuncher. I think if you're a good counterpuncher, I think if you have experience and you have power, you got a good chance of beating David Benavidez. That's why I've always thought that Canelo would beat him if he could weather the storm. Like, if they were to fight, I feel like if he would weather the storm and not get tired, he could beat David. Bivol, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good fight. I would have to favor Bivol a little bit, but the thing is that I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like if he fights Bivol, I could see David like tiring him out. I could just see it. David stays in front of your face, bro. He doesn't go far. And I said it during the Morrell fight. Just being in front of somebody, like these pressure fighters, right, that throw a lot of punches, just being in front of your face, not necessarily throwing punches, it still bothers that person. Do you understand that? It still bothers that person. Like if I'm a pressure fighter and I'm in front of your face and I'm constantly throwing punches, right? And wherever you go, I'm right there. Even when I'm not throwing punches, you're on guard because I'm a pressure fighter and you know what I mean? It just messes with you. And David is like right there all the time, except for the moments where he gets like temporarily stunned or hurt. There's a couple times in that Morrell fight, he did get stunned and he did go backwards for a little bit and then he came right back going forward. I'd rather see him fight Better Beef. Why? Because I feel like Better Beef got unnatural power, great counterpuncher, and he's got the experience. I feel like Bivol, who it's still going to be a great fighter, no matter who he fights. But I've always said, I think David Benavidez has a better shot at beating Bivol than he does Better Beef. Because Better Beef, yeah, I could see him tiring out Better Beef, but he's going to have to get clipped at some point by Better Beef. Better Beef's got unreal power. Unreal power. This guy hurts you while you're blocking. Not many fighters do that, by the way. He was punching through Bivol's guard, bro. He was punching through his guard. I mean, the dude was blocking, but he had so much power. He's going through the arms and still hitting his face. And then even the ones that Bivol blocked, even the ones he blocked, the impact of the punch was still causing his face to get all marked up. Dude got unbelievable power, man. Unbelievable power. I think somebody like that and experience, I give them a better shot at beating David Benavidez than I do. I just think I don't know about you guys, but I think he's gonna tire out Bivol. All right. I could be wrong, but I that's what I see happening, bro. And I give David Benavidez a lot more credit than what people do, because some people don't give that man any credit. Or I feel like they're too hard on him because of the Canelo shit. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, I get it. He's the reason why he lost his belts. He did coke. He came in overweight. Yeah, all that. He's still paying for it to this day. But every time he's in the ring, he wins clearly, does he not? Does he not win clearly? Callum Smith I don't think he's going to pose a lot of problems, but Callum Smith is a huge guy. He's big. And I know he lost to Canelo, but let's not forget he did win the tournament, right? That was a while back, but it's still an accomplishment. I believe Callum Smith only had, wait, let me see. Does Callum Smith have 1 or 2 losses? Two losses, right? Who was the other one? Better Beef. Of all people, Better Beef. Yeah, I'd rather see David in Better Beef, bro. But I know we're not going to get that. Who knows? I know some of you guys are going to be like, hell no, shadow that ain't going to happen. But what if David Benavidez fights Bivol, wins, and then Canelo's like, yo, this is my opportunity. I could get all the belts right now. I'm just saying. I hope it happens, but that is possible. That is possible. Canelo beats Skull, right? Canelo beats Skull. He becomes what? 2 times undisputed at 168, right? 2 times. So now he's 2 times undisputed, right? David beats Bivol. Canelo is legacy minded. As much as people want to say about Canelo this and that, Canelo this, Canelo that, Canelo goes for the belts, bro. Except for when he does these voluntaries and shit like that, right? And if it's easier, he's going to take it, right? Now, in this situation, he might look at it like, this is a perfect time. It's later on in my career. This will be the biggest bag I'll get. I'm just saying, I hope it plays out like that. But even if he doesn't fight Canelo, I think Better Beef should get the winner of Bivol. Better Beef anyway is going to get the winner of Bivol and Benavidez if they push for that, right? Because if not, then you got to do the rematch, bro. It's 1-1. That's not fair anyway. I know it's nothing about being fair, but to me, that's not fair, bro. And in fact, ain't that kind of crazy? The first fight, I kind of leaned towards Bivol. They gave it to Better Beef. The second fight, I thought Better Beef won. They gave it to Bivol. Watch the third time they fight, it really be a draw. What up, Sergeant? Yeah, but Pancho, I don't think he needs that power, but I do agree with you. Lacking power never helps you, in my opinion. It never helps. Like, I don't think it helps you because speed equals power. And normally when people think you don't have power, that's what they take advantage of. They take advantage of that. He doesn't have no power at 175, bro. I don't even think he hurt Morrell. I think Morrell was more frustrated, more than anything, lack of experience, whatever. But if they're pushing for a Benavidez and Bivol, right, and that doesn't happen, then they're most likely going to do the trilogy, right? And who's paying for all this? Turkey, right? So if Turkey's paying for it, I'm telling you right now, if we were ever to see Canelo versus David, it would be because of Turkey. How much is Turkey paying Canelo to fight William Skull? How much is he paying Canelo? He's got to be paying him a lot, bro. If you think Canelo went over to Turkey and left Al Heyman and PBC without renegotiating or getting a new contract with them for peanuts, you're out your mind, bro. You're out your mind. I don't care if it's William Skull. If especially after what you said to Canelo, especially after you went on camera and said, if he don't, he better. Y'all remember how did he say that when Turkey said, and that's why I knew he must have gave Canelo a lot of money, bro. Because you know how Canelo is with the whole respecting shit, right? I don't like it when people don't respect me, right? And I had it on my other PC. Oh yeah, right here. Y'all remember, this is why I know he paid Canelo a lot. He had to pay Canelo a lot because Canelo is the type of person where if he thinks that you're disrespecting him, he holds that, bro. He holds that as like, oh, I remember that. Like he's done that with what's his name? With David Benavidez. He would have did it to Berlanga, but Berlanga had already signed the fight. He did it to Andrade. He don't like it when you're disrespectful, right? So if you say something like this, and then the next time I see Canelo with him, he's got to be paying him a lot of money, bro. A lot of money. Because I remember, because I took this as like a threat almost.
So just so we're clear to everyone, to their ESPN, I give him the Terence Crawford versus Canelo.
What does that mean when somebody says that, bro? I know, of course, he's got the accent and everything, but to me, when somebody, like, if you're smart, you'll accept it. Now, he could just be meaning, like, when he said that, like, business-wise. If you're smart, you'll know it's a big bag. But I don't think that's what he meant, because the day after he said this, he went on X and basically admitted that he wasn't going to pay Canelo that outlandish number. That's when he went on that rant and said, oh, I heard, because after that, Canelo said, I don't like the way this guy does business and this and that. And then Turkey went on X and said, I heard you said you don't like the way I do business. Well, that's because I make great fights at fair prices. And I'm not the one scared of David Benavidez. Talking crazy, bro. Talking crazy. And then when I saw him with Canelo, that's when I said, yo, he's got to be giving him a bag, bro. How much is he paying him to fight William Skull? How much? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. To fight William Skull. Yo, is that for real? For real? This is 100 mil. Jake Paul claims Turkey is paying Canelo over 100 mil. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because remember, he had signed the whole Jake Paul thing. Jake Paul claims Turkey is paying Canelo over 100 mil to fight William Skull. Turkey hates me because I'm doing bigger numbers. So he's paying Canelo not to fight me. So for anybody that was saying, oh, Canelo was asking too much for 150 mil to fight David, 200, right there. If you're paying him 100 mil to fight William Skull, then how much should Canelo get to fight David Benavidez? I mean, basically, he done prove the point with that shit, bro. I used to think that was crazy when he said 200 mil. Now it makes a lot of sense. Nobody knows who William Skull is, bro. You've probably seen him fight once or twice. I mean, even hardcores can't even be like, come on, name William Skull's last 3 fights without Googling, bro. You can't. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I don't follow him like that. Him and Mbili are the other 2 champs or whatever, right? Or was it 1 champ or whatever? That dude, Mbili. Or does Mbili fight at another, is he 160? I forgot. It don't matter. Mbili, Skull, same shit to me. 100 mil is a lot of money. And like I said, the day Turkey decides to not pay this money, that's it. It's gone. The gravy train is gone. What are you gonna do? That's why I say I'd rather boxing stay the same way it is, because they're all depending on one guy's fund, one guy's access to funds, bro. This isn't a collaboration of money. This is a one guy thing. This is a one guy operation. So when that one guy goes, that's it. It's done. So I agree with a lot of shit that Turkey does, but I also realize that at the drop of a dime, it could just be, what if this guy wakes up one day and goes, I don't like boxing no more. I wanna go golf. I want to make my own golf tournament, like my own golf league. He could do that. And who's gonna say anything to him? You can't say nothing to him. But yo, man, I gotta get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the super chats, bro. Man, y'all didn't really have to do that, bro. I only brought it up because I just thought life is ironic, bro. It's ironic. I thought that was like one of the worst streams I ever had. And I know people were upset with that stream. And then it was actually on that stream when they emailed me and was like, oh, you got over 6,000 watch hours. Now you're monetized. I just thought it was funny. And then dudes wanted to fight me and shit and email me. Yeah, I want to beat your ass. And yeah, I'll show you what pressed is. And yeah, all right, bro. Yeah, you want to beat my ass, but you don't even show me what you look like. Like, it's crazy as hell to me, bro. Crazy as hell. Much love, bro. I appreciate you too, Pancho. You have a great morning, all right? Take care.